Hey everybody, my name is William and this is going to be my very first StarCraft 2 cast. Hopefully you guys will go easy on me. Huge fan of the game. I'm not a competitive player, don't profess to be, but I do watch about probably 4 to 5 hours of streams per day. Been watching a lot of the first person streams on Team Liquid and decided, you know what, I love the game, I'm going to do some casting. And I'm going to do enough of it that hopefully one day I'll get good. And so there you have it. So I got these games from HasHe's replay pack. HasHe is one of my favorite Taurent players. I'm actually trying to learn the game from watching a lot of his stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and try my hand at commentating some of these casts. So bottom right we have HasHe, he's a Taurent player. And top left we've got Taurent, and he's the blue Protoss. And right from the outset, they're just kind of doing the normal thing here, chrono boosting probes, trying to get his economy going. HasHe is building his supply depot, and here comes the barracks. And typically, what he'll do is he'll start his gas about 1/3 the progress on the barracks rather. So we'll see if that happens, and there it goes. I haven't watched this game. This is just what I've noticed from watching his stream over and over and over again. So we've got an early probe coming out here for Taurent. He's going to do poking around looking for HasHe's base. So on this map, you can't actually spawn, your opponent can't spawn on the same side as you, so it's a 50-50 chance that you're going to find the base here just by picking one of the bottom left or top right. And Taurent's picked the right direction. He's just doing a little micro here on the probes. SCVs rather, doing a little micro with the probe, and this is kind of annoying for a Taurent, but no big deal. Taurent is throwing down a cyber core, and he's already got his gas up and running, still using his chrono on probes. Back home at HasHe's base, we've got a reactor coming out. This is something I've noticed in quite a few of his games. Tends to favor a lot of 2 racks openings with Marines, and this game's no exception. So it's rallying these up to his ramp since Protoss now knows where he is. Here about the 4-minute mark, we see that HasHe is finding Taurent's base. He sees 2 gates and a chrono boost going on warp gate research. Little probe hanging out here at the ramp, probably to tell Taurent if HasHe gets a early expansion, but that's not what he's working on. He's working on just getting his racks up at this point. He's got 1 gas, and he's got it with I believe 3 SCVs mining it, so full saturation there. And just continues to pump out Marines. Now this one's going to have a tech lab and probably going to be researching STEM if I had to guess. Yep, and he is. And just a couple Marauders to come out here to help deal with any Zealots that might be put in play here. Taurent's going to go ahead and grab his Nexus here at the 5-minute mark. It's pretty standard. And a second gas. So warp gate is nearing completion. And as far as units on the field, we only have 1 Stalker. For Protoss, we have 1 Marauder, 7 Marines. So HasHe is amassing a pretty nice army, although it is very Marine focused at this point. Just continues to pump those out. And let's see what happens. If he waits for STEM for his push, typically Taurent will do that. Although I've seen HasHe go out and make pushes before his STEM is done. Taurent transferring over some probes to his Nexus. He's got an early sentry with 85 energy, so he'll have enough for at least 1 force field, which it looks like he might need because here comes HasHe with a pretty large force. So we've got 13 Marines and 3 Marauders to 3 Zealots 2 sentries, 2 stalkers. So at this point, I would say this is a much scarier army. This is a wide choke, so can't totally block it off, but nice force fields. HasHe is just going to retreat a little bit. If he just waits a couple of seconds, he'll be able to walk right in, and these guys are probably going to have enough for only one more force field. That was a pretty good force field, actually. But I just think this is too much. Especially since he's got stim finished. Just making mincemeat of these units. A lot of probes dying. And the Nexus is in jeopardy now. You can see that HasHe is rallying his army over to the natural. And Taurent looks like he might be losing this Nexus. He's got nice size force to repel this, but this is too much. HasHe still has units rallied. See, coming here on the bottom. And back at home, he's just he's adding on a another orbital command, take for his natural expansion, and he's got Marauder. He's building a factory. He'll probably switch his factory or add a tech lab to it, start producing some tanks. And he's getting a starport. So he's maximizing his build and adding a lot of diversity to the army. Probably going to have some medevacs and tanks coming out. Just taking his expansion. Back here, Taurent hasn't even started to replace his expansion. He's just basically building on a robotics bay. Probably going to go for Colossus. Seems like that's the standard response that Protoss has. Either that or Dark Templar, but I don't think that he's in any position to add that. So we're going to see here, what is he going to have building? Colossus. Building Colossus. Meanwhile, HasHe is adding like a custom shells. He's building some medevacs like I thought he might be. A bunker at the front of his base, anticipating some sort of a counter. And it doesn't have any tanks in production. He simply got the factory just to build the starport. So, no tanks. It's just going to be sticking with barracks units. You can see here that extended thermal lance is coming up for Protoss, so that's a great upgrade to have for your Colossus. But he still has a relatively small army, only 7 zealots and 3 stalkers, to 14 marines, 6 marauders, and 2 medevacs. So the Colossus is finished, and that will be scary because of the thermal lance. But the thermal lance has a little ways to finish, and looks like HasHe is making another push. So we've got 2 medevacs, which could be great for healing these units up. He already has stim and concussive shells. So without any sentries here to block this ram, HasHe is going to be able to just walk right in. And the question is going to be, what can the Colossus do? Against this force, I don't think it's going to do very much. He's only got 1 of them. So is he working on a second one? Yes, but he doesn't have thermal lance. So HasHe doesn't know this, but this would be a great time to push up before thermal lance finish. He had enough that he could basically kill that army. It's only 9 zealots. HasHe has great micro too, so I have no doubt that he could probably finish that group off. He's going to send this marine in just to kind of see what's going on, if a push is coming. He's quickly going to see that there's 2 Colossus coming his way. So HasHe here is going to turtle up a little bit. Still think he has the advantage. Let's see, does he have anything else in production worthwhile? No, just some marauders, some depots. Taurent's doing a good job of bringing some pylons with him so he can warp in reinforcements. But you can see HasHe already has 2 Vikings. Probably going to deal pretty well with these. Colossus at least slow them down a little bit. You can really see that thermal lance is just incredible range here. He's able to take down the bunker here at almost half. reinforcements coming in. I just want to say I think that HasHe could probably just stem and kill this group. It's not a huge force. It's 9 Stalkers, 2 Zealots, and 1 Colossus. I think once this Colossus goes down, they're going to be very vulnerable. Oh, and he left the game. So, no GG or anything. I think that HasHe probably could have ended that a lot sooner than he did, but it was well played. There just was way too much going on here to deal with, you know, a handful of Stalkers and a Colossus. So, thanks for watching my first cast, and hopefully I can get some good feedback from everybody, and I'll definitely do some more. Thanks.